When I was younger, me and my family went to France for a holiday, and we went to this place called the Pont du Gard, which is this old Roman aqueduct going over a river. And there was a sort of river that people could swim in. And we went down for the day, and there were cliffs on the other side of the river, and you could swim over there and jump off. My brother, who was, well, he always has been a bit of a daredevil, he was really keen on jumping off these rocks, and I was not so keen. I was a bit nervous at the time, but my dad took my brother over to these cliffs, and he jumps off some quite high ones, and you know, I was sitting on the other side. I can't remember what I was doing, but I was there with my mum and my sister, and we were sort of wrapping up for the day, and we were going home. And I suddenly thought, actually, you know what? I'd actually really like to jump off one of these rocks. I was really scared to, but I just thought, this is my last chance to. So my dad had been taking my brother across himself, because there was actually quite a long stretch of water to swim in. But I bit the bullet, and I got into the water, and I started paddling away, and it was quite stressful getting to the other side, because it was quite a way, and I could see my dad and my brother on this cliff, and I was swimming up to the surface, to the other side. Anyway, I managed to make it. I was really out of breath. I was absolutely knackered from swimming across. I was really scared about swimming across because it was so far and I was on my own. I was quite young at the time. And my dad was like, okay, come on, Alfie, let's go and jump off this cliff. And it wasn't a very high one, but I'd never really done anything like that before. And I walked up to the cliff edge, and I looked down into the water, and I just thought, there's no fucking way I'm jumping off that. And my dad was like, oh, you know, you sure you don't want to jump off? And I was like, no way, I'm done, you know. And I thought, you know, I'd swam this way. I guess that's impressive in a different way. But there's no way I'm jumping off that cliff. It terrified the shit out of me. So me, my brother and my dad swam back to the other side of the river, ready to go home. And then my mum said, there's no way you're leaving without jumping off that cliff. And it was getting late, and I didn't really want to jump off anymore. You know, I was scared, but, you know, the moment kind of gone, and I was just terrified to do it. But my dad was like, okay, let's go back then. And we swam all the way back. And climbed up the cliff again. And I remember my dad saying, because so many people were jumping off this cliff, you know, it was completely safe. I was just being a little bitch, to be honest, but the sort of marble cliff edge, because it was a type of marble, there was a shiny bit where people had been standing, and it was actually a little bit slippy. But I remember my dad saying, that shows how safe it is that so many people have jumped off it. And I sort of stood there again, looking down at the same massive space from me to the water. And I jumped in. And the reason I tell the story is because there's just something about the place had to go to in my brain to jump off that cliff that I'd never done before. I'd never gone to before. And I wonder how different my life would have been if I hadn't jumped off at that point. You know, if I'd just driven away, because I would have been completely within my parents' rights to tell me to do that. You know, to not bother. But I'm really glad they did. So, yeah, just a quick one, but I hope you guys found it interesting.